Redress is compensation that the protest committee can give a boat when its finishing score in the heater race has been made significantly worse through no fault of its own by, among other things, Rule 61.4b2. If your position has been made worse by being injured, physically damaged, or disabled by a boat that was breaking a rule of Part 2 and that took a penalty, or that was penalized by the protest committee, you're entitled to redress. So if you're on starboard and port runs into you and damages your boat somehow and it makes you go slower, then get across the finishing line and ask for redress. And as long as your boat's been physically damaged, you should get some redress. But only if the other boat took a penalty or was penalized. So if you don't protest them and they don't take a penalty, you can't get redress. Because if you don't protest them, they can't be penalized by the protest committee. So if you're damaged, make sure you protest the other boat. Because if they don't take a proper penalty, remember their penalty could be to retire. If the damage is serious, they have to retire. And if they don't retire, you don't get it. But you don't get redress if a boat fouls you and causes you to lose time, distance, or places. You don't get redress unless you've been damaged. And let me show you a perfect example of that here. You'll see a 444 tacks onto port, smashes into 254 starboard, puts 254 in irons. Well, 254 has definitely lost time, position, or places. But if she wasn't damaged, she gets no redress. So you don't get redress unless you're damaged. And so that's redress. Exoneration is what the rules do for you when you're a keep clear boat and you're sailing within room you're entitled to. You're the inside boat at the mark. Or you're entitled to room to keep clear and you're trying to, and there's an incident and you break a rule. The rule exonerates you. Rule 43.2, a boat exonerated for breaking a rule need not take a penalty and shall not be penalized. So it's saying that if you're in a situation where you're entitled to room and the other boat doesn't give it to you and you break a rule of Part 2, you don't get penalized for that. That's what exoneration is. So that's the difference between redress and exoneration.